Hi everyone, and welcome back to Wondering Wild. It's Misunderstood Monday, and we're going to be talking all about jellyfish. Now, you've probably noticed that this isn't where I normally film. Usually I film over in my corner, but I'm changing it up a little. I want to add a couple pieces, so while I'm doing that, we're going to film here on my bed. So we're just going to chit chat here instead. It's going to be just like any other video. You'll still get the same information, so hope you don't mind it too much, and let's get started. Okay, so jellyfish is really just a common term used to refer to a whole group of organisms. Now, this group of organisms is kind of gelatinous or jelly-like in form, and they're found in the water. There are a bunch of different kinds of jellyfish, ranging from the stinging kind, the medusae, to the non-stinging kind, which are comb jellies or satinophores. Jellyfish are found in every ocean in the world, from the surface of the water down to the deep ocean. There are even some hydrozoans that are found in fresh water. Now, a group of jellyfish is called either a bloom or a swarm. And the difference is, a bloom is usually caused by a seasonal change, such as water temperature or current. And so we know that most jellies don't actively swim. They mostly just float in the water and flow with the current. Now, blooms are usually these types of jellyfish. So if the water current changes and warm water leads them somewhere else, you're going to have a large group of these jellyfish in one area. Second, a swarm is more of a group of jellies that can actively swim, choosing to stay together in groups. This is usually with the actively swimming jellyfish, such as moon jellies. Now, jellyfish have a life cycle. So each specific species is going to have a slightly different life cycle. However, they all have the same basic stages. So one main life stage is called the medusa, and this is one that we really see jellyfish in. So this is when you see the jellyfish with its top and its tentacles, and it's flowing around in the water. However, they didn't start out this way. So when you first have jellyfish larvae, it settles to the bottom of the ocean onto oysters or rock beds, and it adheres and it forms a polyp. Now, these polyps, the second stage, look kind of like little sea anemones, and that's where it's going to get nutrients and things, and eventually that one polyp is going to bud off into a bunch of small jellyfish, which will eventually grow really rapidly into the large medusa form that we're so familiar with. But I guess the real question is, why don't we like jellyfish? What is it about them that has us so angry towards them? Well, I think we can all answer that one, and it has to be their sting. No one likes to be stung by a jellyfish. No one wants to be stung by a jellyfish. But jellyfish actually use their sting to attract and capture food. And so it's very important to the jellyfish. And whenever you get stung, it's not because they chose you. You just kind of got mistaken for food. Now, most jellyfish stings are not deadly. They're just going to hurt, either a little bit or a whole lot. But some of our more famous jellyfish can be very dangerous. One example or group of these are the box jellyfish. So they're found mostly in the Pacific, but they're a very potent venom. One such jellyfish is the sea wasp, and it's found in the waters off Australia and more recently off the Florida coast. Now, this jellyfish has a very potent venom that can kill an adult in only a few minutes. But we've learned that it doesn't really take much to protect yourself from these. So some thin skin covering, even as thin as pantyhose, can prevent you from being stung. Now, at first we thought this was because they just couldn't reach your skin with their tentacles, but it's actually because they're drawn to the chemicals coming off our skin. And so when we wear a wetsuit or pantyhose or something of the like, they can't actually react to those chemicals. So even if they touch you, their stinging cells don't react. So they're not going to sting you. Pretty cool, huh? So I guess now the question is, what do you do if you're stung? Well, there's actually some steps that you should follow that will help your sting be just a little bit more bearable. And maybe you can help your friends too. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that the jellyfish didn't leave any actual tentacles on your skin. If it did, just take a cloth to separate your hand from the tentacle and remove them. Next, you're going to want to rinse the area. And this is actually one of the most important steps because you can both rinse off the stinging cells and you can prevent them from giving more venom. But you can also do the opposite if you do it incorrectly, and you can cause them to excrete more venom, which would be bad. So first off, you want to rinse the area. Now, you want to do this with 1 vinegar. Vinegar is the best thing you can rinse a jellyfish sting with. The second best thing, if you don't have vinegar, is salt water. But here's the things you shouldn't do. Don't rinse the area with fresh water, alcohol, ammonia, or, as the old wives' tale goes, urine. These things can actually cause a negative effect because when you place them on your skin, you're changing the tonality of the area. And this can actually cause the leftover stinging cells to excrete more venom because they think they're being attacked. So we definitely don't want to do that. Just use either vinegar or salt water. Now, you can do several other things. You can scrape the area with like a credit card or a dull knife to make sure that all the cells have been removed. And then you're really just going to have to wait it out. It will get better. Now, if it's a more potent jellyfish or one of the dangerous ones, you're going to want to seek help immediately because there are antivenoms that can help with many of the more dangerous jellyfish stings. So now we know why we don't like jellyfish. They sting, they can hurt us, all sorts of things. But what's good about them? Are they really misunderstood or are they maybe just a bad animal? Well, they aren't. They do serve a purpose. So jellyfish, first off, are one of the main sources of food for a variety of marine life. For in fact, the largest sea turtle species, the leatherback sea turtle. Did you know that the leatherback sea turtle survives solely on jellyfish? And this is a turtle that can weigh up to 2,000 pounds. That's a lot of jellyfish. Now, this actually kind of brings us to another fact. So we all know that littering is bad, and we don't want to let Walmart bags or, those plastic bags from the grocery store loose. One main reason for this is that if they do end up in the ocean, which trust me, they do, even if you're nowhere near the ocean, they look like a jellyfish in the water. Now, an unsuspecting turtle doesn't know that that's a Walmart bag, so he's going to try to eat it, and that's going to be very bad for him. It can hurt him and possibly even kill him. So let's make sure to dispose of our trash properly and make sure that these sea turtles only get to eat jellyfish. The next thing that jellyfish are important for is that they actually provide habitat. So one habitat they provide is for juvenile fish. These fish can get up in the jellyfish and are protected from predators by the stinging tentacles of the jellyfish. These fish serve the jellyfish a purpose too by keeping them clean. And then some crabs also hitchhike on the tops of jellyfish so they don't have to swim everywhere. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning all about the jellyfish, and maybe now, even though we don't like to be stung by them, we might understand them just a little bit better. As always, my sources are found in the description box below, and if you liked what you saw here today, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. And as always, stay wild and never stop wondering.